coming up on this episode of Free Lunch.
It's a lot, and you have to feel like you're the savior for like your siblings, for your mom, at work, in friendship areas, like strong friend. That's me 100%. And it was I was feeling like I was drowning.
Look, I was there in fifth grade. Look, in the 5th grade, I had a knife pulled out on me in the stairwell.
By a student?
Yes.
Oh, that would have been my last day, like premarital counseling, that I cried there with the pastor saying, like, I don't want to be like my mom. Like, I don't want to be taken advantage of by a guy that just knows that I'm going to take care of it just because I have the capability to do that.
I'm trying to throw you the rock. No, I'm trying to throw you the rock. Right. No, you score. No, I want you to score.
You pay the bill. No, you pay the bill. No, you pay the bill.
You hit the winning shot. No, I want you to shoot it.
We lost.
The buzzer of time ran out.
I wanted to be an English teacher. Then I met some real ass kids, and I was like, I don't want to be a teacher anymore. I didn't want to be a teacher anymore.
It's Free Lunch with a special thanks to our sponsors. Gun Safety 203. Firearms training for youth, beginners, and advanced. Get trained the right way the first time. Visit gunsafety203.com. The Michael Stroud Team. Real estate excellence. They get you what you want. Visit michaelstroudteam.com. Home Stretch Travels, providing reliable transportation for business, university rideshare, even your treasured pets. Day or night, work or play, when you need a driver, visit homestretchtravels.com. And don't forget our brand placement sponsors this season, Dobie and Rollins Orthodontics. Excellence, excitement, and empathy, helping you love your smile. Visit www.dr-orthodontics.com. And Daddy Butter, handmade, all-natural hair and skincare made with love by dads. Visit daddybutter.com. What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Freestyle Gospel, a.k.a. The Real Free, with another episode of Free Lunch. And today, you already know who it is because she's just that popping around here and CT and beyond. We got Renee from Trachouse. Let's go. Let's go. Thank you for coming.
Thank you for having me.
I would say thank you, for taking time out of your super busy schedule, but I kind of know like hairstylists all over get Mondays off. So you was kind of like low key today, right?
Don't know my schedule.
Don't know my schedule.
I was off today from doing hair, but the boss's job is never done. I was definitely at the salon today putting together a steamer.
She said, it's the Trachouse boss. Mm-hmm. Get it right, sir. Yo, so thank you for coming again, nonetheless. Now, Trachouse, for those who don't know, I mean, it kind of sounds like Trap House.
It's fun.
Yeah. So first, share with my audience just who you are, introduce yourself the way you like to be introduced, and then just give us a quick blurb of just what is the Trachouse.
Okay, so I'm Renee.
Yes.
And I have a daughter. Her name is Marley. She's 6 years old. I went to Southern Connecticut State University. I studied English there. Mm-hmm. I wanted to be an English teacher. Then I met some real ass kids, and I was like, I don't want to be a teacher anymore. I didn't want to be a teacher anymore. I thought that my mission was greater than teaching the whole class. Maybe just focusing on one student at a time. So I dove into social work.
These is real kids out here.
Nah,
okay.
The kids, y'all met some kids.
Yeah. Yeah. We know.
So I decided to travel into the social work area. And that's actually where I met your wife, Isis.
Yes.
Clifford Beer's clinic as a care coordinator. And I did that for a while. And then I just always did hair like on the side since graduating from high school. So I just decided like, okay, I want to make some money doing this. So I was.
Did you actually go to hair school or like?
I did not go to cosmetology school. Okay. I went to Southern. But the styles that I do are protective styles. So like I do a lot of wigs for like cancer patients, people with alopecia, wigs for, fashion-based type of wigs and sew-ins and things like that. So there's no like chemicals or anything involved in that area. So I was doing that. I got a suite for myself. I was doing hair from home, regular story, doing hair from home,
Mm-hmm.
flat iron on the bed, folding chair type of life.
Mm-hmm.
And then I got a suite when I was moving um, to North Haven. And I just been doing hair ever since then. I decided to grow a team of other people who were probably doing hair from home and needed a more professional atmosphere to
Okay.
get things done. And that's how the team kind of grew from myself to 4 to 8
Mm-hmm.
to 12 to 16.
Now, was that like that time where you went to go like move and find the actual like location, like a space,
Well,
a
I was
suite?
looking to, at the time, I was engaged and we wanted to buy a house.
Mm-hmm.
So we got married and then we were like, well, we're never going to be able to buy a house if we're paying all this rent. So I'm blessed with the mother that I have. I was like, oh, just come live with me in North Haven. So
Okay.
we went there like rent free. So planning to save to purchase that home. But in that period of time, I got divorced. I had a
Mm-hmm.
baby. It was a lot going on. So I moved to North Haven, which made me inaccessible to my current clients. So I had a lot of high school students, a lot of college students who were on the bus line before the times of Uber.
Mm-hmm.
So I wasn't close by like before. So I had to get back into the community so my clientele could access me. So that's when I started looking for a space.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
But at that space, when you that time going to look for a space like a suite, that obviously that comes with another expense, right?
Right.
Was it something where like you saved up for before you went to go look, or was it like a total leap of faith where like I don't really have all the money, but I believe once I get in there, it's gonna take care of itself?
I feel like God makes like a lot of stuff for me. So
You
my
sound
first,
yeah, you sound
no,
like my
for
wife.
for
It just
real,
stuff
my
just be
first,
happening for her.
for real, my first suite that I had was so you know where Science Park is.
Yep.
So Clifford Beers is on in Science Park,
Yep.
and my suite was on Shelton Avenue, but there was like this back road that led Science Park to my suite. Like it
Okay.
connected it in that
Okay.
abandoned like looking building.
Oh, yeah, the Winchester.
Yes.
Okay. Yep.
So I was able to slide from work and go to do
Yeah.
hair like all day long. But it was divine. The rent was like super cheap. It was like
Yep.
$400 a month.
Wow.
So I just every time I look for a space, I have to think of can I pay for this on my own if everybody was to quit today? So that's how I kind of figured it out. I bought all my salon furniture in the beginning from Amazon. That's my place. I go to Amazon every single day,
Yes.
even today.
Even today.
So it was just more so of me working hard and saying I need this much money to make this happen.
Mm-hmm.
And just kind of taking it day by day, but not like I got to save up 100,000.
I love, you know what I love? It's like just a little fun, icebreaker I like to do with people. Because everybody uses Amazon, right?
Everybody,
Another thing everybody does is hold things in their shopping cart
not me.
before, well, like if it's like a item that you're not sure about, or you're still like, doing research for different other like brands, maybe.
Save for later.
Well, save for later, or because you can save for later for different reasons, but like, like me with electronic things, like somebody might have a accent light, and I might not know if that battery life for that one is the best. So let me try another brand.
Mm-hmm.
So, but so I don't forget this one, I'm gonna hold it in my cart or save it for later or something like that. What's like one of the things that you've had in your cart for the longest, if at all, or in the save for later? It's like, have you had something in your cart for a long time before you actually pull the trigger?
So because I am an avid Amazon shopper, like I empty my cart every day.
I'm
not gonna lie.
My
my
house
cart right
is a
now-
hub for Amazon.
No,
They
for sure.
hold other people's deliveries
No,
at
for
my
real.
house.
I don't save nothing in my cart. I like think about. I'm very impulsive.
If it touches the cart, it's bought.
right, I can say. So the other day, I wanted to buy a futon for the shop. So I had it in there for like 2 days, and I was like, should I buy a futon? But if I buy it, then these girls gonna think it's their house, and then they're gonna fall asleep, and they're gonna try to stay late. But if I don't get it, now they gotta sit on the folding chairs, get the whole setup in the
Yes.
back, or they're gonna keep sitting on the salon
Yes.
chairs. And I don't want them to do that.
No, we don't
So
want
it
that.
stayed in there for 2 days, but I bought it.
What color?
I got gray because it was the one that was gonna come the fastest. I wanted black, but black was gonna come next week. Gray gonna come this week.
Oh my God.
So
But then the gray, don't it, like on the gray, you get this, you see more like people's
So,
oil stains from their
also-
clothes, or like,
well, like it's the stylist. It's gonna go in
Hair.
the break room. So
okay.
I also
All right.
coupled it with a blanket,
nice.
like a throw.
Nice.
So
Okay. How Yo, I'm taken back by the shopping cart. Yo, if
I
it
don't-
touches the cart, I don't
I-
save anything.
No, because I thought about it already.
But I'm one of those people, I got to mull over it. Because I'd be
I'm not going to do it.
Then I'd be worrying about, like, I'm not getting a good deal.
Oh, I don't think about
Like,
it.
I'm like, I got to have the best deal. Because I'm going to be tight if I find out after I bought this one, I could got it for like $100 less.
You know how terrible I am at Amazon? I will buy things up there and then so excited, open the box, throw the box out, and then I need to return it and not have the box, and then it'll just sit in my house unused. It doesn't work.
No, but you know what I
don't
love
send
about
anything
Amazon
back.
Return is fire, though.
But I'll never use it.
You don't even need to have the box.
So I could bring
I be going to
large
UPS
items.
right here down the street all day with no boxes. Just
And
be
they
like,
take it?
here. Oh, what? It's like their policy for Amazon.
See, I didn't know that they
The
take it. I'm about to
UPS
see what
location.
stuff I could bring back.
Oh, stop playing.
What about at Kohl's? Do they need a box?
No, because it's like UPS location. If it's from Amazon, Kohl's and the UPS has that like partnership.
See, now if I could bring back this other thing I bought the other day,
Don't bring back a futon though.
if I could bring it back,
I got
I'm
the
taking
futon.
you and Isis out to lunch because I definitely still own a lot of stuff at my house and I don't send it back.
Yeah, nah. So how long you been doing here? Now
Since 2007.
since 07. Did you think when you were like was there any point while you were doing the other type of work, like at Clifford Beers or like before, where you were were fantasizing about having your own shop one day?
No, it all just happened by chance, I guess. I was talking to someone the other day, just saying like I never thought that I would be doing hair forever, or like it would be my career. It was always like, oh, this is my
Side hustle.
side thing. But
now, did you never think that because you just weren't passionate about that, and
No,
maybe you
I
had a
think
passion for
that-
something else more?
I think that we're all conditioned. Like I'm about to be 35. So when I went to high school, it was like go to college, get a degree, get a good job that has like health insurance and like a 401k. So I was always thinking in this realm of doing that. And hair, from what I knew of it, didn't provide me with health insurance, with the 401k retirement plan. None of that stuff. So I didn't think of it as a career because I didn't see it it wasn't in one of those paths that I was told I had to take.
Yeah.
So I never thought of it as a permanent career because I didn't know much about it on that end. And then my Jamaican mom was like, that's not stable. Like it's going to be seasons where people don't get their hair done. You're going to have no money. And since 2007, I've never had a slow season or people not getting their hair. Like people, they could be broke and
because people
on
gotta
a flow.
look.
They're going to get
people
their
want to
hair
look good
for sure.
Yeah. They say those like kind of impenetrable industries, are out there like that are what they call them like phrase recession proof.
Right.
Like the liquor store,
You're gonna get it.
when people celebrating, they want to drink. When people depressed, they want to drink.
People die, they want to drink.
So,
Pour some for the homies.
But yeah, that's interesting because almost every business owner that's in like I consider the field of cosmetology a creative industry.
I believe so.
Maybe, I don't know.
I think it's artistic.
Yeah, artistic.
Mm-hmm.
So I think at least the business owners you find in those areas, usually it's like I grew up always wanting to do this, or at some point in my adult life I fantasized about being able to wake up every day and get to do this.
I think that in the past, since I've had like a true brick and mortar salon space where people are coming in and out, getting their hair washed, making appointments, and that's been since 2017. Then I've said, I am a salon owner. I am living this life, but I also had a 9-to-5 all the time. Like I just quit my job on January 13th, 2023. So I've always had another job, but I love my
You
salon.
said January 13th?
Yeah.
That was like this year.
That was like the other day.
That's definitely like the other day. Though.
Yeah.
How hard was that?
I asked God because I always want to quit.
She
right?
said, I don't know if that's a good start or
no,
okay.
So I always ask God, like, when I feel at peace with going to my boss. I worked at Quinnipiac University for the past 5 years. Everything in my life is 5 years. And when I felt I have a really good relationship with him. Like we have a great business relationship. Like he has parties, he'll invite me over.
Yep.
Like we share a godson with one of my friends. So like we're really close. So I didn't want to leave him high and dry. So I prayed and I said, God, when I feel at peace and I don't feel like this overwhelming anxiety of feeling like, oh my God, you're leaving him, you're going to cry every time it's time to have the conversation. I'm like getting choked up in the neck. When I get to that point, that I don't feel like that, then that is the time. So I recently got a promotion last August that I didn't ask for. And they gave me
enemy trying to keep me locked in.
Right, trying to,
give you a promotion.
Right, give me some more money. And that happened, but it came with like this greater responsibility, and it was amazing, like, what they're doing over there.
Yeah.
And I wanted to be a part of it, but I couldn't take anything else away from my business that I was building and I was creating. So I was like, I have to go. And I need somebody to be in this position that's not me, because somebody will really give it 100% and I can't.
That's good.
So I just had to go.
That's honorable, man. That's integrity right there.
Yeah, I had to go to therapy though. I had to have my therapist had to tell me, Renee, you're not a superhero. They don't need you. You'll be all right.
Yeah, like because you kind of dealing with the guilt of feeling like I'm leaving someone high.
Right.
Oh nah, yeah, no, I definitely relate to that.
That was really hard for me.
sure.
But it was easier when I felt the peace. Like, all right, bye. Now they're doing fine. I haven't been here.
They're flourishing with the right person.
That ain't me.
That ain't me. Yo, nah, man. That's the fact that you did therapy. That's
I had to.
fire. Just
It
because
was really overwhelming.
it is, and I think to be able to just like be comfortable admitting that I kind of like need help right there, because yeah, like
I really think that everybody needs Renee, and everybody does not. Like they'll be okay. I had to establish some boundaries, just because I'm like I don't want to say I'm an alpha female, but like I'm a firstborn female in a Caribbean household.
Yeah.
So everybody is listening.
Yeah.
Know what that type of responsibility is like. And it's a lot. And you have to feel like you're the savior for like your siblings, for your mom, at work, in friendship areas, like strong friend. That's me 100%. And it was I was feeling like I was drowning. So I was like, I have to do something for me. And that answer was going to therapy. And I didn't understand it at first. Like, okay, I'm talking to this lady. It's my homegirl. We're on FaceTime. That's what it was. But she really helped me to think about what my place is with everyone, and then trying to establish my own place with myself. And Renee, how are you suffering by saying yes to everybody?
Yeah.
And I was suffering a lot. So I had to fix that. And that helped me on the journey to say, I want to do this full time.
I love it.
Yeah.
I'm loving it. That's a prescription for a lot of us listening out there.
For sure.
Because either we're not moving from this place to the next that maybe God is calling us to because fear that we're going to fail, or we're not moving because of that reason. Because everybody here needs me. If I leave, then this thing that I care about or these people I care about are all going to fail. And,
and that's not true. People are going to figure it out.
They're going to I love it. People gonna figure it out.
They are.
They'll be all right.
If somebody asked you to do something,
they'll be all
and
right.
you say, "Oh, I can't." Like if somebody called you to open the door, if you couldn't do it or you wasn't here, my boy would have had to figure it out.
He would have had to figure it out, yo.
He would have had to figure that out.
Yes.
So once you understand that people, it's nice to be nice.
Yeah.
But sometimes it's draining to say yes and be there and be present and for everybody. I don't know how God do it.
So you said earlier, like you've been kind of putting together, or not like necessarily now, but early on, you were slowly kind of putting together a team of people, to go when you were the first suite that you got, right? Like, so how that was 07?
No.
Was that what year was that?
That was like 2014.
Okay, so from 2014 to now, how many of those people that when you were initially putting together a team are still around? Two. What were their total in 2014? How many were there?
In 2014, there were 3 of them and then me. So it was 4 of us all together. But the place I was in only could hold just the 4 of us.
Yeah.
So from there, 2014 to 2017, I moved from the suite style to a full service salon. And at that point, there were including myself, me, Mani, Molly, Kima, Dania, Nish, Quan. There were 7 of us. And then from there, that was 2017, 2020, the pandemic, we had to close down. Everybody stayed. But then crazy Renee, thinking she could do everything, I opened up the Trachouse Beauty Lounge, which is another extension of my business, where people were looking for a place to trust. They already trusted my brand with their hair. So now I was like, well, let's add makeup, let's add nails, let's add an esthetician, let's add a teeth whitener, let's add a lash tech, let's add so that everybody can be in the beauty brand and kind of know this is a good brand to trust. Like we're here, we show up, and this is what we do. So when I added that location, I added 7 more people there. So then it was 7.
What year was that you added that other location?
This is in 2020.
Okay.
And then in 2021,
So that place is still around, right?
Yes, it's still there. And then 2021, my Grand Avenue location, which is the place that I moved to, that was for hair. My landlord told me that I had to be out because my lease was over.
Mm-hmm.
And it was really hard for me. That's when I started therapy in 2021.
I mean, you just couldn't start a new lease because the lease is over. He
wanted me out of there because he had other plans for the space.
The space, okay.
So if you know anything about downtown New Haven, it's being gentrified big time.
Yeah.
And we were right in the heart of downtown, like right on Grand and State. So people
near the firehouse.
Yes. So all of the New York real estate people are coming and buying up stuff in cash. And I was thinking maybe he was selling the building, but he was not. He just didn't want us there, and that's fine.
Yeah.
So
I get a bigger check from some
because my rent was locked in.
Or something. Oh
too.
Yeah.
So he probably was like, I can get more money if
Definitely.
I have it. But he could have just raised my rent and changed the lease. But God knew that it was time for bigger and better. So then it took me a long time to find, but now we're in East Haven, Connecticut, in like this big 3,000 square foot space.
Nice.
And it's beautiful.
Make sure y'all keep it locked because we trying to work out a schedule to go.
You can come visit.
Do a podcast at the big space.
For sure.
Yeah.
So then I moved a lot of the girls over from the State Street location to East Haven because I wanted it to be like a one-stop type of shop. So now we have hair, nails, makeup, brow services.
All out of one spot.
All in one spot. And then the estheticians who are doing like the waxing, the intimate waxing, the facials, the more quiet, laid-back services, they're over on State Street.
Oh, in the
Trachouse Beauty Lounge.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
So that's how
I'm loving the Trachouse vision as like you're painting this picture for me. I see it.
It's just a bunch of women who were all self-motivated and driven to succeed.
Mm-hmm.
And the thing I love about just having the Trachouse brand itself is them loving coming to work. You know how some people go to work and be like, oh my God, I hate this place.
I'll turn you up, you know what I mean? So
nobody says that. Nobody says, I hate this place. Well, maybe they do. And I don't know.
Hold up. Maybe they say they hate when they're coming to work.
You know, some people hate going to work. Like
That's a thing, yeah.
Like it's a task.
People be like, I hate this place.
I don't feel like they hate it.
I don't feel like the creative spaces, though. Like the artistic spaces, typically people don't work in those spaces unless they are passionate about it.
For sure.
At least in my experience.
I mean, I can see how.
Like, what barber have you ever heard is at the barber chair and be like, oh, I hate coming here? Like, I've never heard that.
I've never heard that. But that's what I'm saying. I think that it's a space where I'm coming here, I'm getting money, I can manage my own schedule, and we have fun together. Like, Trachouse is a beauty salon and beauty brand, but it's a sisterhood as well. Mm-hmm. So, like, we go on trips together, we celebrate birthdays, we celebrate, people's family members passing away, we celebrate babies being born.
Cry together.
Celebrate,
cry together.
Exactly. So that's, I think, what makes Trachouse a little bit unique versus other salons and brands.
Yeah. Now, with that, I mean, there's not a time, obviously you have people at different times of their life, whatever season they're in, we, we're very close. But what I made a post on Facebook recently that what I've been experiencing is, depending on, I guess, it very much depends on the type of person, how comfortable they are with being transparent through their personal trials or tribulations or whatever they're dealing with. Mm-hmm. They shy away from people.
Right.
Like, even the people that are trusted historically, like, they kind of go into this deeper shell. And so, I've been dealing with having, guy friends that I care a whole lot about, that I've always been there, like, through thick and thin. And what I perceive to be a really, really tough season that they're in right now, personally, it's like ghosts, like radio silence. Like I don't hear from, and I've struggled with not letting that hurt me personally and take it, but it's for me, I'm like, I like, yo, you my brother, like I would do anything for you. Like, and so the fact that I know you're going through something tough and I feel like I'm kind of being stiff-armed.
Yeah.
It's hard to not take that personal.
I think that did you watch the Best Man series?
I did, but I'm not good with like retaining those like.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
So there's this one part.
I mean, trust me. I remember all the parts where I was raising my voice and yelling at the screen.
Like, why would you?
Yeah, I was spazzing. I was spazzing because old girl was trifling, taking her baby all the way over to the.
Yeah, that was crazy.
All right, don't let me get into that. But anyways,
let's not get into that.
Let's not get into that.
But I think that there was one moment in there that I thought was very profound because the relationship between black men is only something that you guys can understand, and he was going through the divorce. Everything was happening. Sanada and took the baby to Africa.
Yep.
And the friends knew that he needed support, so they just kind of showed up at his crib. They came with the Chinese food. They came with the card game. They came with everything.
Yeah,
because even though you don't want to talk to us, and we know that we can't help, we can't go back and go get her, bring her back here.
Yeah.
But we know that you need the presence. So I think that is very difficult. But I'm one of those people who, if I'm going through something, I'll immediately go into a fast, and I don't want to talk to nobody.
Yeah.
I'm spending more time with God. I'm trying to listen. I'm trying to hear what he's trying to tell me, and I feel like other people will distract my mindset. So if I'm having a problem and I want to only hear from God, and I come through and I'm like, oh, Chris, let me tell you what happened. And now you're telling me, well, Renee, I think that you should do
Yeah.
Now I don't know if even though you're my friend and you're, we're here, I don't know if what you're saying is what God wants me to hear. So I me personally, rather ice everybody out so that I can hear what I'm supposed to hear versus some people, they like other people's opinions weigh heavily. So if you tell me something, I'm thinking about what you said this whole like forever, and it's weighing on my decision making.
I love that you're intentional with that approach. Like,
but that's for me.
This is what I love that. The only pushback I would give on that is it sounds eerily similar to the whole analogy about the guy coming to save me, and he sends a boat or a ship to come save the person from the flood who's on the house, and they like die, go to heaven, like, how come you didn't save me, God? And he's like, I sent the boat, so it's like you're wanting like to have this secluded time to hear from God, but God could be trying to speak actually through some of those closer people to you. But I understand your point. That same closeness could be perverted by the enemy, Satan, to try to like influence you to be doing the wrong thing, because we know how high, in much high regard, Renee holds this person's voice.
Right.
So let's infiltrate here, come through the back door. So I feel you.
So now I hear your voice. Now I really can't talk to nobody.
I got that's fair. That's fair.
Right. So I think it all depends on the person. And sometimes like I need people to reach out to me. And that sounds crazy, but it just is what it is. My love language is acts of service. I'm never going to say, Chris, can I get $25 to put some gas in my car? I'm not going to say that. But if you say, Renee, do you want, I just put some gas in your car.
Oh, okay.
I'm like, oh my God, thank you so much.
What if one of the people that they just put it in your hand and then dip out and run out the door?
You gotta do that.
Okay.
Because if you just try to,
I was gonna say,
like
you one of those people that just constantly giving it back and forth to each other.
So the other day I went to Target. My daughter and I, we go on a Target date. So we went to Target and I bought these metal baskets for her room because she got like 8,000 blankets. Like she loves a blanket. Cuddly, whatever. So she needs some organization. So I bought the basket so that she could roll them up and we could put them away. And it double as a shelf. So I'm in line and this older black woman, her name's Robin. I didn't know her from anywhere.
Her name's Robin.
And she was complimenting me on the basket. So I'm telling her the whole story about how my daughter got all these blankets. Wait in line. It's Target. We're chopping it up. We love it here. We're about to spend $3,000 together. So she's like, gets in the line. She's like, I love those baskets. I said, well, they have some more back there. Like, if you want to go back and get some.
Yeah.
And she's like, no. So then she's finished her transaction. And then I'm, got myself on the cart, ready to go. She's like, I'm going to pay for these 2 baskets.
Okay.
And I'm just like, you're going to pay for my baskets? Why? Why are you going to do that? And she's like, I just want to bless you. Like, I'm just going to pay for your baskets.
Yeah.
But they're $30 each. And then the cashier, like, actually, they're $40.
Actually. Sorry about that,
Right.
Bubble.
Sorry to say that, but they're actually $40. So she's like, oh, it's no problem. So now it's $85 lady done spent on me. So now I'm trying to find out her name. I'm trying to find out where she work at.
Oh,
because I want to send her some flowers.
Yeah.
I found out that she about to retire from Sikorsky at the end of the month.
Wow.
I found out that she got all these kids, grandkids.
Wow.
Because I just was so grateful. So when I walk into the car, and she's like, Renee, don't do anything for me. You seem like the type of person that if somebody do something for you, like you have to reciprocate the energy.
She said that to you?
Yes.
Wow.
And she said, if God is sending something to you, just take it. Wow. Because I'm the type of person, if I see $100 on the floor, I'm like, oh my God, whose $100 is this?
Yeah.
Versus saying, thank you, God.
You know what?
Thank you for this $100. So it really taught me a lesson from a stranger.
That was dope.
It was. And I was like, she really bought these baskets because I was definitely going to put one back. $40?
That was dope. She was just that perceptive, though,
She
of
was,
like your
'cause she just
nature.
saw
Like,
me.
to
I
just
was
know.
drama in the line. Like, I was crying at everything at Target. Because I was like, not that people don't do nice things for me,
Yeah,
but
no.
I really take it to heart when somebody does
Absolutely.
something kind. Because I'm always doing kind things, and I don't receive kind things.
Yeah.
Like, if somebody's trying to do something, like, if you try to give me $20, I'm like, no, it's so, I don't want it. Like, you need it. Versus saying, thank you.
Have you always been that way?
Yes.
Even as a kid?
Yes.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Do you kind of, maybe like the adolescent age, like teenager, high school to college age, around there, was that a time in your life that was also characteristic of you not really having a need for much? Like, I don't know what your kind of family background is or what that
Like,
support was like, but like, did you kind of like have pretty much all your needs kind of taken care of?
Yes, and I've always did hair, so it was like, if we're out to eat, I'm the, all right, we get appetizers, get a
Yes.
picture, like, I'm paying for this. Like,
Yes.
I've always been that person, and I
So
don't
you've always
know
been in
why.
that position. That's a blessing, right?
It is a blessing,
but do you think
now
that's
I don't wanna
contributed?
pay for nobody.
No, don't.
I don't got it. Somebody pay for me.
But do you think always being historically in that position of to be able to be a support for others, do you think that's I wouldn't say contributed because you said you even as a kid has been that way, but would you say it's added to or made worse, not to quantify it as a bad thing, but made it harder for you to receive from
I
people
think that
because
it
you've
makes-
always been the person giving it?
Yes, and that's why my love language is acts of service, because I want people to do things for me and I don't know how to ask. So it's really a toxic trait that I
Yeah.
don't know how to ask for things or
Receive.
or receive things.
Yeah.
Well, I really don't. Like, if somebody says, "Oh my God, you're so beautiful," I'm like, "Oh my God, you're so beautiful." Like, we were in the elevator, you say, "Renee, I love your sneakers." I'm like, "I love your sneakers."
Yeah.
Like, it's like a this
Yeah.
automatic like rebuttal of like I have
gotta-
to give
I
it
gotta
back
do
to
it
you.
back.
Right. When sometimes it's like, thanks.
I'm trying to throw you the rock. No, I'm trying to throw you the rock.
Right.
No, you score. No, I want you to score.
You pay the bill. No, you pay the bill. No, you pay the
You
bill.
hit the winning shot. No, I want you to shoot it.
We lost.
The buzzer of time to ran out.
We lost.
Yo.
So it's really a
That's
problem.
crazy.
I need to go back to therapy. For sure.
Has it been something that you've already have like sought God about to just give you insight and just wisdom on, or to how to kind of like help you through that?
I think that it's more so of, at one point I was trying to figure out like my femininity
Yeah.
and just being softer to receive things.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
once I was on a plane, and you know how you gotta put your stuff at the top. So we
Yeah.
were coming off the plane and taking stuff down. So this man was there with his son,
Mhm.
and he was like, "You want me to grab your bag for you?" And I was just like, "No, I can grab it." He's like, "Oh, here we go." Strong black woman. And I wanted to spaz on him, but I was
Yep.
like, Renee, you really could have let this man take that heavy bag down for you. Like, you really
black woman.
you really could have. So I've been trying hard to like let people
Yeah.
do things like that, but I always think it's an inconvenience for somebody to do something for me, when it's really not, because it's never an inconvenience for me to do something for someone else. So why do I think that it's an inconvenience? You know what I'm saying? So I've been trying really hard to tap more into
Yeah, I'd be
Just-
curious where that comes from.
my strong Jamaican mother.
Oh, she was the same? Hard
I
to
think-
receive from people?
I think that my mom is just very giving, and she's always played like that.
But have you watched your mom struggle with receiving from people? Like, what about, like, I don't know, did
Well,
you grow up
now
with
that
your mom and dad? Like, were
No,
they married?
just my mom.
Okay.
My dad, they were married, but they were divorced when I was very young.
So did you see her receiving well from anybody?
No, my mom has never had like a true helpmate, like someone to
Yeah.
like help her to
So,
do
yeah.
anything.
Sure,
maybe
maybe
it's
that's where. Yeah, maybe.
I don't like that for me. Or for
No,
her.
but that's the beautiful thing I love about when we as adults like come to this, place of just heightened awareness of ourselves, is we really get to have a chance to write the rest of our own story. Like,
For sure.
like I know I get this how they say that phrase, oh, you get it honest, or you get it honest from your mom or your dad, or this particular trait. And like how I even said recently to my wife, I said, you know what? I forgot who I was talking about. Maybe it was me venting to my wife, because my wife's my best friend. I talked to her about,
For sure.
I vent to my wife about how ate up and ridiculous the bros are. Like,
Right.
my mans in them when
Not
they
you
acting
a
stupid.
Pillow talker.
Yo, I'd be like, babe, can you believe this dude? Like,
And she'd be like, what he do?
yo, listen, my wife is that chick, like everything.
Love her.
So I was talking to her, and like recently, while I was venting, I was being reminded of like, these dudes don't know. Like, I really got a mean streak. Like, I be just doing overtime, excellent interpersonal work, keeping it under wraps, but I get it honest from my mom and dad. Like, my mom and dad are both capable of like,
I don't know what that
losing
is.
it.
Oh.
You know what I mean? So, and I've first being able to recognize that's there, right? I think that's the first step,
Right.
is admission, like not being in denial that this is here, this is a thing, and I don't want it to be here, right? So the only way I'm gonna get to be able to move forward towards removing those traits or things that I don't like, that I may feel like I've inherited from family, whatever, is first admitting it's there. And so now that I got that, I love being able to consciously do things that I know help me with that.
Right.
Because it's like, it feels like I have more like power or self-control. Like, I'm
self-control.
Yeah,
That's what it
like
really is about.
just genetics and all this, how they say generational curse, like I'm not going to let that
Absolutely
control the rest of the narrative.
For sure.
So we gotta therapy help me with that.
Therapy.
So yo,
We
big
sup-
ups for the
we
hand claps for the
support
therapy.
We support therapy.
We gotta have
I need to go back.
Yeah.
So I gotta figure it out.
That part, yes. Well,
That's a real thing.
Look, I got a guy. I've been putting mad people on. Yeah.
A guy? I don't know if I'll feel comfortable with a guy.
Okay, I mean, hey,
But I
teach his
appreciate
own.
For sure.
But I still shoot his info.
No.
You can look him up. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Listen.
That
But
would be a good idea.
But you did say, now you watched. You said you watched a lot of your mom, and you feel like you kind of got that from her. Now
Yes.
you are a mom.
I am
So
a mom.
so
I
what
don't
is
want this- I
the
don't
what is
want it
the
to be the passed
imagery
down.
you think your daughter
So
is
when
seeing?
I went to marital counseling, prior, like premarital counseling, that I cried there with the pastor saying, like, I don't want to be like my mom. Like, I don't want to be taken advantage of by a guy that just knows that I'm going to take care of it just because I have the capability to do that. And I said all the things that I didn't want, because if I don't say it out loud, then it don't really exist, right?
Oh, you didn't want a guy to take advantage of you because you have the
Yes.
ability to take care of things.
Yes. And that's exactly what happened to me.
Okay.
Anyway, so I just feel like moving forward and having another relationship, and just with people, period, I have to allow other people to move, and I have to really establish clear boundaries of who I am and what I'm going to do, or else I'm going to always end up in that situation of me giving, and then to the point where I feel like I'm being used. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I don't want my daughter to see me. I believe that people should be in loving relationships, whether it's platonic, whether it's romantic, because your kids need to see you being loved on and you being cared about, and people not so much catering to you, but just so that people love you. You know what I'm saying? What that looks like, and not feel like you have to do things to be loved or liked. You get what I'm saying? So I think that that's my mission now, as I am a mom, to show my daughter that, like, people should be able to love when you should be able to receive them. I also don't want her to be spoiled, because she's already spoiled. And give her whatever she wants.
Yeah.
I am guilty.
That's not.
It's okay.
That's not helpful.
I know, but she's a good kid, though. You know how some people are like entitled and like snotty. She's not like that.
That's what matters.
Right.
Yeah, as long as she's not snotty, nasty.
Because the snotty.
How old is she?
She's 6.
6 years old.
Mm-hmm.
And look, look at this big smile on her face.
I love her.
She loves that girl. I ain't never even met that girl.
She's a
I
cutie
know.
pie. I was gonna bring her, but she would have came over here and hugged me. And then she shows me an immense amount of emotion. And because I'm like, I feel like I'm really disconnected, I'll be like, girl. And then I have to remember, she just wants a hug. She just wants this.
So you have moments where you struggle receiving that even from your daughter?
Yes.
Really? Does your mom is your mom still around?
Yes.
Okay. Does your mom still struggle with receiving from you?
No, I think that as she's gotten older, maybe her getting that self-awareness, saying like, I need.
She's gotten better over time.
Absolutely.
Well, when you're younger.
Even when I was younger, I feel like she's always been like just a stern, like hardcore, like mom.
Yeah, I think that's the culture, right?
But she's also like, I can go in her room and lay on her bed for hours and she's not gonna let me like get the heck out.
Oh, okay.
Like it was never like she's super disconnected.
Yeah.
Like my daughter like always wants to cuddle and she's always like, Mom.
But you feel like you've kind of have
so much.
These disconnected
like,
mode.
Girl.
You pushing my cheeks, huh?
Like that.
Calm it down. I think that's what my wife and I are experiencing now.
To give this to me. This immense like love.
She's filling in the gaps, man. God has got her right there just for mom.
For sure.
Because mom is going to struggle receiving it from the world. But baby girl right here.
She got me.
She bat those eyes. And mommy going to just.
Yeah.
No, but today, actually, our baby turned 8 months.
Look at her. Look at time flying.
And I think she's that kid for my wife and I. Like she loves the both of these parents so like neither one of us could get away from her. Like when you think, I'm gonna leave her with you. And then it's like, arm swing backwards.
Like,
no, where you going?
Where you going? I want both.
I need both of y'all right here. Yeah, I need you both on each cheek.
She's so cute. But you got to think about the love that she's been surrounded by with the siblings, with both of you guys.
Oh, man.
So, like, all she knows is love. That's all she's going to exude.
That's what I'm worried about, her being spoiled like that. Like, that girl.
That's okay.
That girl.
You can't love me because my dad don't do that. Like that.
That girl. She got all the older siblings from the teenager all the way down to the preteen.
She's going to be spoiled. It's okay.
Yeah.
Just accept it.
I just don't want to
make sure she's a good person.
And that's what I'm saying.
I'm spoiled.
I'm cool with the spoiled, but not spoiled rotten. We can't have the rotten part.
Right.
That
the
nasty
rotten part is the entitlement. You got to do this for me because and I feel like this generation suffers from that. Yeah. So we got to protect the kids.
Sound like my granddaddy told me, well, I ain't got to know stay black and die, boy.
What?
Stay black and die. That's all I got to do.
That's all you got to do, for real. But that's not all you got to do. It's more stuff to do. That's mad more stuff.
It's mad more. I wish I had the intellectual capacity to go toe to toe with granddad back then.
Mad more stuff
but yeah, today I'd be like, no, granddaddy. Actually, there's more stuff.
There's more stuff to do.
Have you ever heard that growing up?
No.
You never heard that?
All I gotta do is stay black and die?
I ain't gotta do nothing but stay black and die.
I mean, I've heard that like on TV and movies and stuff, but like I've never heard of actual.
Where did you grow up around New Haven?
I grew up in New Haven.
Yeah?
I was born in the Bronx and I came here when I was like 3. So I'm from New Haven. Very much New Haven.
All right.
I went to elementary school, middle school, high school, college, all here.
What elementary school you went to?
I went to several elementary schools. I went to school in West Haven for a little while at Washington Magnet.
I don't care about West Haven.
Well, greater New Haven area.
Did you go to New Haven schools?
I went to Nathan Hale. I went to Roberto Clemente. I went to Betsy Ross. And then I went to Hill House from there. And I went to Southern.
I went to school right next door to Roberto Clemente. I went to Hill Central.
Oh, that was the school for the bad kids.
Well,
that's what we said.
I will neither confirm or deny.
Whatever. Like, you going? It was like a punishment school.
That school was kind of wild.
Trash. That's what I'm saying. Are they still open?
I don't know. I don't even venture to that part of the city.
I don't even go to that part of town.
Yo, I was there in 5th grade. Look, in the 5th grade, I had a knife pulled out on me in the stairwell.
By a student?
Yes.
Oh, that would have been my last day. That would have been my last day.
I don't even, while I'm saying it right now, I don't even remember if I ever told my parents about that. like legit.
Like a knife? Like a shank?
Like a blade? Like a what's the name?
Like a box cutter?
No, like a, like the pocket knife or something. Like, the flip out joint.
Why? What did you do?
Nothing. Like, these bullies out here, yo.
Did you see that video on social media the other day? I couldn't watch it because I don't like violence, but some man, he just like rolled up on a homeless guy and like killed him execution style. Like in
Like with a
broad
gun?
daylight. Yeah. Like just shot him in the head while he was like sitting on the curb.
There's a video out there?
It's a
of that?
video.
Oh, wow.
I just scrolled real fast because I can't
Nah.
watch stuff like that. It's play in my
Yeah,
mind.
nah.
But people just do stuff because they have mental health problems.
Somebody
story, I'm sticking to it.
brought a small gun in class, yo, one time in the back
At
of class.
Hill Health,
in Hill
at
Central.
the Hill Health Center.
Don't. We'll have to bleep that part.
Just kidding.
We'll bleep that part out.
That's crazy.
No, yeah. Like, he was
Where's
showing
the
all of us in the
authority?
back of the class. Like, it was a little, like, 22, like,
Now he had
fit
a
in your hand.
deuce 5.
Yeah, crazy. In 5th grade, like,
No, when
I even
was
remember
in,
the kid name to this. I'm not going to put his name out there,
when
but
I was in 7th
I think he locked
grade,
up right now,
this-
of course.
I hope
Like,
my mom
right?
doesn't listen
Why
to
would
this.
he not be locked up right now?
That hopefully he changed his life around.
Bringing guns to school in 5th grade, you probably locked up.
When I was in, hopefully my mom does not listen to this, but when I was in 7th grade, this boy hid a little deuce 5, a little baby gun under my mattress at my house for like 2 weeks.
Hold on. How did he get to your house?
What you mean? That was my boyfriend.
Oh, hold on. When you was in 7th grade.
Yeah, but like, you know, people
How-
come hang out on the porch or whatever.
And
my room was right there.
And he made it into the room under the mattress?
No, like my house was like, my mom was never home.
Wow.
But I wasn't like active. or
That's
anything.
crazy.
I know.
Wow.
So I just pray for like.
Oh,
this
nah.
generation.
Yeah, you better hope your mama don't hear this. Because nah.
That's, you know, how people get.
I still be coming to jack you up. I don't care how many years later.
I hope she don't hear it.
I'll be like, what? Well, you
I'm
know
grown.
this. It don't even matter. I don't care. This is retribution.
No, but people with 7 in middle school in New Haven was crazy.
They are.
Because I can imagine if they was doing that then, back in
Fifth grade.
2002, 2001. What are they doing now? That's 20 years ago. What are they doing now?
Crazy. Yeah.
Mm-mm.
Nah. Dang, 2001. Shoot. Nah, yeah.
I mean, when I was in
I
6th
could
grade,
be
it was
aging myself.
1999, 2000, in 6th grade.
Dang, yeah, nah, I was in high school. I'm
Whoa,
about to
Chris, how old are
graduate.
you?
Dang. None
It's
of your
okay.
business.
Let's move on.
Let's move on amicably, how they say. Sip a few our piping hot tea. Yo, so earlier we put this cold tea from the fridge, right, in these cups. And Renee talking about, I don't know why when it goes into this cup, I gotta sip it like it's hot.
Like it's hot.
It
It's
instantly
in your
becomes
mind.
hot.
The mind is a powerful
Mind you, this
thing.
drink cold as
It's
ever.
so cold.
She sit here sipping.
I was like,
Yo.
it's cool.
But so I'm excited with the studio space. I'm excited because just last week
Mm-hmm.
I spent literally I did a whole overnighter. All us business owners know about them. Increasing like, you know, the services on my website, like
Yeah.
adding stuff to my website.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So now I'm like super psyched that, you know, I had to visit. That's why it took me all night, because I had to go on YouTube University
For sure. Love YouTube University.
and teach myself how to do all that stuff on my website, in the back office. So I have it where now people can go online and book the studio space here as either a content creation space or a business planning like workspace.
That's dope. You got to
Workshop
figure out
space.
how to maximize your space, because like
Yeah.
Trachouse is on Peered Space for sure, because you can rent that thing
Yeah.
out.
So
Mhm.
so that's why we have kind of like throughout the room different like setups.
Setup areas.
You know, so someone did a podcast over there. They wanted the like kind of 3 chairs with no
Mhm.
table type setup. We have the marble table over there. We have the wooden desk over here. We added the
Big
wi-
comfy couch.
yeah, we added the Wi-Fi and the wireless printer for,
Mm-hmm.
you know, people who use it for business planning. We changed the door locks to digital so that we can give people through the booking,
Access,
give
so
them
you,
the
so you
code.
don't have to come
So
here and
you
open
don't
up,
have to-
because that is
No.
stressful.
I heard somebody say like you don't really have residual income, passive income, unless you don't got to be there.
And I do
It's
not
not-
want to be there.
It's not called passive income unless
Mhm.
you're not there.
Right, for sure.
So I'm trying to not be there
Yep.
and have
And then hope that people respect your stuff.
yeah. So speaking of which is why we added the security cameras.
Mm-hmm.
And with that booking, you also upload a copy of your driver's license.
So we want to know who you are
Exactly.
and who you are bringing in here. For sure.
That part.
Because this is expensive.
So what is the other ways that like you envision the Trachouse brand expanding from here? Or is that kind of like you've kind of like settled into what you see the expansion so far?
I think for a long time, when I first opened the Trachouse on Grand Avenue, I was like, I want to be bigger. Like, I want a bigger space. Like, I'm always thinking big. You got to think big. And one of my clients, she's a Christian woman, and she pulled me to the side after, being there for her entire service. And she said, Renee, God is not going to give you what you can't manage. And you can't manage bigger. So that's why you don't have it yet. And it really stuck with me because
you can't manage bigger. That's why you don't have it yet.
So it's like, if you're struggling to pay your rent, why you think God's going to give you a mortgage? He not. If you can't pay the one little credit card bill, how you asking for $100,000? So when you practice how you want to play for real, then the blessing will come. So for me, at this time, I'm just trying to...
Why are you trying to speed through these nuggets right here? Like, let a brother chew on something for a second.
So
you force-feeding me right now. I need you to spoon-feed it for a second. Hold on.
You asked me a question.
Fire.
So where I see Trachouse going is franchise, right? So I don't want to be there, like you said.
Yep.
But I need to get the foundation right. Like, I need to know what the hiring process is like. Because now it's like, oh, who need a job on Facebook? And somebody be like, oh, me. I'm like, send me your Instagram. And it's like, come work. Here's a black shirt. Like, and that's it.
Got you.
So it can't be like that. Like, what are the health benefits? When are we, got to fill out W-2. Got to put you on payroll. Got to do this. Got to do that.
Yeah.
Tell you the rules. Tell you what the policies and procedures are. So when you act up with a client, you can't say, well, I didn't know this how y'all do it. So just like the training, all that stuff needs to be duplicated before. Did you watch the McDonald's movie?
No, somebody told me that was
you
fire.
You gotta watch it. Like, as a business owner, I really feel like it changed my perspective. I can't talk to you about it because you need to watch it.
Nah, don't be spoiling it for me.
It's not about spoiling it, but it's
But
just
is it on Netflix?
It is. It's called The Founder.
The Founder.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, all right.
So just watching that, it makes you... They were talking about franchising, but when they first started doing it on their own, they only have burgers, milkshakes, and fries. That's the menu.
That's it. Three things.
That's it. They were in Southern California. That was on the menu. Then they tried to franchise us to Texas. Who's in Texas? The Mexicans. Why would they put burritos on those people's menu? So y'all done flipped it over to get it franchised, and they're messing up the formula.
Wow.
We don't
the
sell
Krabby Patty formula. They messing up the formula.
They messed up the
formula.
vibes. So now you're selling burritos and putting lettuce on burgers. That's not how we do it here. So they shut that whole situation down because it wasn't like the original one.
Yeah.
It was because it was airtight, not gonna lie.
Wow.
But they just needed to know how to duplicate it the right way. So that was the same one. So if Trachouse is not exactly how I want it to be duplicated
shutting it down.
Then I have to make sure that is what I want it to be before I could say, all right, somebody comes, Renee, I got $100,000 for you. I want to buy this piece of your brand. Okay. But you got to do it like this. Or it can't be Trachouse.
Y'all peeped that? She said, I already got the price.
That ain't the price. I'm just...
She said, I want 100,000.
I spent a lot of time building this brand.
Yo, speaking of 100,000 and franchising, you see downstairs...
What's downstairs?
The Wingstop.
I see the Wingstop
franchise. They got that up. So interesting enough, I went to pull it up and research it to see how much the franchise.
How much was it?
I was like,
how much was it?
I was like,
for to put on the corner of Whaley and
I was like, hey, yo, Rick, the boss.
How
really,
much was it?
Yo, it's like $200 and something thousand, like something crazy. And I read, I don't know if I was interpreting this particular like language, but like I read somewhere where it's like not even like you can get one. Like it got to be like a multiple thing. Like you got to get like two at a time or something.
So like when you're trying to buy like McDonald's or Burger King or any of those, usually you can't just get one because they got to know that your money is for real.
Yo.
So you have
no,
to, like,
but those are the bigger names for sure. But like
Wingstop.
Subway or like other like.
But though you got to think about who owns those. Like it's more.
Forget who own it. I'm thinking about the success of the brand and longevity.
Right.
So in my brain, I'm like, as long as I know Subway to be around, they ain't charging people $100K or whatever for a franchise.
Did you look it up?
I did.
How much is Subway?
The last time I checked, it was like $15,000.
That's it.
Yeah, and then of course you gotta have it. No, but that's what I'm saying.
But
It's
then
like,
you have to have a portfolio of a certain
correct.
amount.
Yeah,
right.
so they probably want you to have a portfolio for sure, and that's fair. But like up front, like what you gonna charge me out of pocket? Like, okay, I got this in the bank. Can I get it for this? And so in my mind, I'm thinking Wingstop is a fairly still new franchise.
But he's trying to make it.
He killing it though.
Because why would they put
And
that
I know Wingstop is delicious
$200,000?
because I had it for the first time in Florida.
Is it? Because I
It's
heard
fire.
it wasn't though.
I-
Don't they have one in like Hartford or something?
See,
somewhere?
maybe they
messed
messing up
up
the
the
formula. Exactly.
That's what I'm saying. So
The
they
formula got to be right. But the same thing with Popeyes, though. Here, Popeyes, I love Popeyes. I don't think I've ever been to one Popeye location that it wasn't good. But I went to New Orleans.
way better. But that's the originator. That's the
I
original
said,
formula.
what are y'all putting in your version that
That's
mine
not
ain't?
at the one on Whaley.
Because I'm like, it's good on Whaley, but it ain't this.
It ain't this
It's
one.
not this.
And that's what I'm saying. So it can't be, oh, I'm at Trachouse and I got a silk press and it's moving like this in my, in the Connecticut location. And then
in the
it's stiff.
Connecticut
stiff.
location.
It's stiff.
It's
When
Black Beauty in Connecticut,
Right,
but over
and then
here.
when we go to Oklahoma, it's not moving. No. So it got to be, the source got to be right.
So then training and stuff must be
Right.
in the cars for you.
So all of that stuff.
Are
So,
you?
like,
Is that
right
something
now-
that you're like already dabbling in, like mentorship or?
So we're trying. So for my birthday last year, I got myself a nonprofit organization. I did all the paperwork and everything because I really, even though I didn't venture to cosmetology school, I want that to be in the path of other young women. And I found that the reason why my business has been successful is because those younger women, like the younger generation, is what's gonna keep it flowing, right?
Yeah.
So how can I get those students that are coming straight out of high school to say, I want to go to cosmetology school when they don't have any kids yet, when they, they're fresh, they had the time, their mom is still paying their rent,
Yep.
they can now really
Do
build
some
wealth
things. Yeah.
from the beginning versus not wasting your time in college, because I think college is great
Yep.
if you have the desire to
For
go
those
there.
who it's for.
Right.
Mhm.
So the nonprofit is basically to raise money for those students to go to cosmetology school. And then once they go to cosmetology school, now they have a secure position at the Trachouse. And then once there's so many of them doing that, now we are creating a workforce. And now there needs to be more Trachouses to funnel the rest of these people to.
The work. I love that.
Yeah.
Nice.
So that's what the goal is right now.
So no, kind of like unofficial like mentees that you have, kind of in your life that you're like connected with.
I mean, there's like a few young ladies, like all the people that work alongside me. Like,
but they already like are working.
They're already working there, but they
alongside
still are building their personal brands. Like they're still building their own
you.
situation.
But I'm talking about like high school students or like young teens or.
I have.
What about like your family? Like, do you have a big family here in
No.
Connecticut?
I don't have a really big family.
No. Okay.
Mm-mm.
So
But,
I was
like
gonna say
nobody
like
else
no
like
nieces
wants to
and-
like hang out. No, like my
Yeah.
brothers don't have any children. My daughter is the only kid,
Yep.
so that's why she is the way that she is.
Super spoiled. Yeah.
So I'm the oldest, and I have two younger brothers, and they don't have any kids, and she's the only kid. She's my mom's only grandchild.
Wow. Oh yeah.
Um,
She is.
And that's about as far as my family goes. I have family in New York and stuff like that, but they're all grown and they're all doing their own thing, like my cousins and stuff like that. And they don't have any kids. Like my male cousin, he has a little daughter, but she's like my daughter's age.
Yeah.
So,
Okay.
But I would
But that's
if I had
I love that for your birthday you got yourself a nonprofit.
Yeah.
That's fire.
I was like, what can I get?
I'm trying to be like you when I grow up.
Just get one.
I'm trying to be like
Pretty
you when I
sure
grow up.
you can get some kids doing like a podcast and figure out how to monetize it versus just coming up here.
No, yeah.
talking
No,
and
I do
talk.
that once a week.
Well,
So I
that's
teach
good.
podcasting
Where?
at Davis Street School.
That's great.
Yeah.
'Cause they really need to know how to, because I want to have a podcast, but I just didn't figure out how to make money yet. So I decided against it.
Oh no, you
Until
gotta
I
let-
figure out
you gotta let
how the
me-
money
You
comes.
gotta let me talk to you.
Well, we can talk after.
Got you.
After this.
Got you.
Because the Trachouse conversations are very, very, just having in a salon or a
They're
barbershop, period.
robust.
Very robust.
Yes.
But people are very opinionated. And we talk about real life, situations. Like, if you go to a barbershop, it's like a safe space
Absolutely.
to have conversations and get advice or not get advice.
Yeah.
Hear about the latest news and gossip.
Yes.
And
Absolutely.
things like that. So,
I love it. Love it. Well, as we get ready to wrap up our show, what I love about our show is that no matter how varied the guests are, you get to hear from a variety of so many different people from different industries, their insight or what they're learning in the area of faith, family, and like business or finance, we say. So the 3 F's, faith, family, finance, in the context of business. Faith could be, either, in God, higher power, or faith in yourself. And I always add that just because, some guests on the show previously, don't believe in God or, things like that. So,
well, we believe in God in this house. We shall serve the
absolutely,
Lord.
glory. But so we get to hear now from Trachouse, from Renee. What are the things you are learning? You can give us just one thing for each category as we go through them. Okay. So in the area of faith this season, what's one thing you're learning?
I'm learning that I have to trust God in everything that I do, because it might look wild to me, but God has a greater plan. And I really have to lean on faith and trust, like for real, to see the path. Because quitting my job and having 3 people quit my salon in the span of however many months it's been has been very
crazy.
Well, God, I thought you told me to quit so I could get money, and now you got 3 people leaving. So, but I know there's a greater plan, and I also know you can't get to certain places you're supposed to get when people are attached to you. So I have to look at it from a different lens. So that's my faith.
In the area of family, what are you learning this season?
This season, I am learning to spend more quality time, because I'm very much a dive into business, take care of what I got to take care of, have my laptop out while I'm watching a movie with my kid. So just kind of being more present. I go through different seasons where I got to hype up my work schedule, and then where I got to pipe it down. So right now I feel like in order for me to thrive in business, I have to give the same attention to my family. So.
Love it. I love it. I'm learning, taking those same kind of notes and teaching intentionality with the time. Yeah. Okay. And as far as finance, as an entrepreneur, what's the biggest nugget you're taking away this season?
This season, I'm learning that God paid it all.
He paid it all.
He paid it all. Even though these different things have been happening, that have been affecting the finances of the salon. So at the beginning of the year, we went from a booth rental model to a commission-based model at one of the slower times of the year after the holidays. So that was different for me to leave my job and my steady paycheck. That's all been a shift, but my rent has been paid. Bills have been paid, so God paid it all.
Paid it all.
And he's going to keep doing that, so I just have to, have the faith.
Keep doing it.
That he's going to make it happen for me.
I love it. Well, thank you again for joining us.
Anytime. Come down to the Trachouse.
You definitely got to tell everybody where they can find you guys on social media. And, of course, the location of the shop.
Yes, so you guys can find us on the web, www.thetrachouse.com.
Spelled
you can find us,
like so.
The Trachouse, because Trachouse is taken. And then on Instagram, @Trachouse or @Trachouse Beauty Lounge. And what's the other one? That's all we want to know? The address. 39 Frontage Road in East Haven, Connecticut, or at 534 State Street in New Haven, Connecticut for our esthetician beauty services. And we're hiring for anyone that is looking to get down with the team. Yeah.
Hiring for what specifically?
We're hiring for a licensed cosmetologist, an esthetician, a lash tech, and a makeup artist.
Nice. So if you got those skills and you got that Trachouse integrity and professionalism.
And you don't need any clients, because the clients is there for sure.
Clients got you. But the clients are used to the Trachouse delivery,
Right.
So you got to be committed to that excellence.
For sure.
That comes with Trachouse.
Yes.
And then if you get your money right, if you got $100K in the stash, one day,
get you
one day, you might be able to put your application in.
Yeah,
for the Trachouse
but you got to
franchise.
get 2. What Rick Ross say?
You got to get 2 at a time.
He's crazy.
Yo, I got to look it up again. I'm like, yo, this is wild.
And them wigs better be good downstairs.
The wigs better be good?
The wings.
Oh.
Not the wigs.
The wings better be good.
Because who finna work there?
They had a hiring event like the other day. Mad people were in there.
Dang.
Filling out applications, getting interviewed.
I love that for them, for this community.
I almost started to go down there and put in the application. I'm like, look, the studio right upstairs. You know what I'm saying?
I hope it's, but where are people going to park? There's
nowhere
parking over here.
Nowhere. So I'm going to have.
They should have had something with a drive-through or something, or a walk-up window, like Popeyes has.
This is gonna be crazy on that corner.
When is it opening?
I don't know. They didn't post a date on the window yet. But yeah.
Sorry, I got restless leg syndrome.
But anyways, you got to leave us with the free food for your soul. So this is free lunch, free food for your soul. And so now you got to give the people what they're going to chew on for the rest of today. Like food edifies the body. This is free lunch. So we need the thing that's going to edify the soul for our people. So you get to mull on that and think for a second. You can take as much time as you need to think about what you want people to walk away from.
Why wouldn't you tell me this before the show started?
No.
That's crazy.
Because it's supposed to organically come from the conversation. Like, what is God speaking through to you for the people?
God, family, football?
God, family,
I'm just
football?
kidding.
What? That's how you know she been... she came across that on the way in here.
I did. One thing I would say for the soul is to, just from our conversation, be self-aware. Like, if someone is telling you,
I love it,
something, or yourself is telling you something about you, or you know something that you want to change, like, be intentional about making those changes so you could be a better person for yourself. And because once you're a good person, then you'll exude good, positive energy. So just be more self-aware, so then you'll excel in other areas in your life.
And therapy.
For sure.
Therapy is good.
Shout out to Nicole. That's my therapist name.
Shout out to Akeem. The bro.
Love a black therapist.
Yo. Won't he do it? Hey, it's free lunch, y'all. It's free food for your soul. Peace.